different hand motions, like the whole history behind mainly the Saudi technique. They still take after the Bedouin aspects of things. They still have that, mainly Bedouin and Nubian kind of mixed together. They still have those traits. So they wear the elaborate jewelry. They do a lot of the hand movements. They do much more cutesy, fun things with it.
Right. Well, I think what we're going to do is, now that we've talked about your Khaleeji, we are going to go and break and go and see you do the Khaleeji dance. So here's Khadijah doing her thing. was awesome. I loved it.
Thank you so much.
It's so different from what I see, like the Americanized version of it, with the hand movements and knowing that you learned it from there and you brought it exactly the way you picked it up. Now, one of the things I'm interested in is like the hand movements. Is there any significance?
Bedouin traditions.
Okay.
If you have ever had a chance to see like Bedouin style and mainly Nubian styles, they do a lot of the hand, but a lot of from the Gulf, this shaking motion here is generally a tactic from like kind of like the Persian Gulf area,
okay,
and other surrounding areas like Iran and Afghanistan, and they do a lot of this thing too, but a lot of the wrist hitting and the
okay,
tapping, that generally comes from Bedouin tuition.
Now, I've also seen that I took some classes with a lovely lady in Turkey. Her name is Sima Yildiz, and she's Ram, and teaching the Ram style. The same thing with the hand movements, the pounding, the hip pounding, the whole thing like that. And I always wonder, because I know there's some significance. The
difference between the Turkish style is that that's a challenge. That's viewed as a challenge.
Okay.
Versus, like Nubian style or in Bedouin style, that's just kind of showing off.
Okay.
It's not to initiate. How do I put this? It's not to initiate like I'm better than you, because kind of like those sassy movements with the pounding and Turkish kind of wants to get something started with the other person, if that makes sense. So it's a little different, but the motions are pretty much the same.
Now, I understand that you were telling me that the men's version of the dance is very different from the women's.
Oh yeah, the hard, totally different. It's boring. Sorry, men. They twirl rifles all day, or they twirl the cane or the sword.
Or the swords, okay. So is it kind of similar to the Raksa Saya for the men?
Yes, it is. It is very similar to that, but the women's Khaleeji is very liberating.